Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Stretch break.
Everyone breathe in, breathe out.
And scream.
No matter where you are, no matter where you're listening to this, just like let out a real nice guttural scream.
That is the Vine I relate to the most, is the Grinch in the yoga studio.
Oh my god.
No matter what, like, that is the one that is me.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, whenever my therapist asks me how I'm doing, I'm always like, yeah, fine. But always, the answer is a scream.
Sure. Yeah. Like, I can say whatever I want, but deep inside, in my soul, in my spirit, just a scream.
And, like, I think she knows how I'm doing because my answer is, great, how are you? And, like, it's in the same breath.
Right. Yeah.
She's like, okay.
God, I had an interaction the other day where I started with, oh, how are you? And he was like, yeah, I'm great, whatever. And then later he was like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm great, how are you? And I'm like, fuck! It's just like, I can't answer that question without asking the question back. Like, I can't just, like, dwell. I'm like, all right, and you, sir?
Yep.
What's up?
That's, fuck. Literally same.
Yeah.
Yep. Why can't I ever give an authentic answer? I just have to just shoot away from my feelings as quickly as possible.
Am I right, ladies? Am I right,
Am
ladies?
I right?
Am I right?
Yep. Nothing says the holidays more than just deflecting your personal emotions.
Yeah, just finger gunning your way out of authenticity with yourself and the people who care about you.
Oh, that's so good for audio, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. Great. Cody, how the hell are you?
I'm great. It was a really good eyebrow day for me.
Ooh.
So that's exciting. Haven't had one of those in a while.
Love that.
Yeah. How are you doing, friend?
I'm great. I just took a sip of my water. It doesn't taste like water.
Uh-oh.
No. I've been poisoned.
Is Seattle okay? Is their water okay?
Here's the thing. I think this was water that I accidentally got from the tap and rather than by Brita filter.
Sure.
And it tastes like shit. So great. I'm just gonna have to suffer without water today.
I've been poisoned.
I've been poisoned.
Ali's been fatally ill. She will die at the end of this recording.
Yep, this is just a podcast of me slowly dying throughout it, which if that is not more on brand, then I don't know what else is. Yes, I am fine. I think I'm coming down with a cold. Because all of my middle schoolers are germy mutants.
Sure, yep.
And they love to just come up to me and each other and everything and just cough all over them.
Yeah, just the whole, every square foot.
That's just how they greet each other now.
Yeah.
It used to be that, like, kind of, like, bro-ish hug, you know,
Sure.
where they, like, grasp each other's shoulders and, like, pat. Now they just cough at each other. I don't know what that is. Yeah, they're germy beings, and I think I'm fighting a cold. But yes, other than that, and just the need to scream constantly, think I am okay-ish. I'm doing a lot of things with my hands right now, which for an audio medium doesn't truly come off.
Yeah.
But it's just here, and it's just in the space, you know?
Yeah. It brings a nice, fun little quirky element to the whole thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
A little twist and
I
turns.
think it does. It does. I think the other thing, too, is I'm still having residual effects from the amount of holiday food that I ate last week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll eat fucking potatoes and stuffing any day of the week. Don't even fucking try me. Are you kidding me? You kidding me?
That's fair. Now, I must say, I think I've made this quite clear throughout our 2 years of podcasting that I have a very anti-stuffing platform. Now, this year...
This is what tears our friendship apart.
This year, I expanded my horizons.
Uh-huh.
I tried something new.
Yeah.
My boyfriend's family is very pro-stuffing,
Yep.
which I cannot relate to. And he was like, now be prepared. My mom's going to make a gluten-free stuffing for you, and you need to pretend to like it. And I was like, And I tried it, and Cody, I must say, I kind of liked it.
Dude, yeah. You just had to find the right stuffing, you know?
Yeah, it was dry, and I liked that. Because most of the other times when I've had stuffing, they're so wet.
Yeah, they can be a little sloppy, for sure.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't like to tap my fork against something and it make a sound. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
Also, I did finally watch Home Alone.
I'm so proud of you. I saw that tweet and I just, like, a tear, a singular tear went down my face out of just joy and happiness.
It was buck wild, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a buck wild film.
Yeah. It was a lot. I've heard so much hype about Home Alone 2 that I couldn't help but think about that after and during watching.
It's great.
So
I think I've seen
about
the
that.
second one more than I've seen the first one.
I've heard that from almost everyone
It's so
on this
good,
planet.
because it's in the big city, baby. It's the only thing that's not great about it is that Donald Trump is in it. But other than that, it's great.
Wow. Have I told the pod yet that I am planning a trip to New York
Ooh.
next year?
Gal in the big city.
I know.
The big Snapple.
An East Coast bunch.
Ooh.
I know. So, that's an exciting development.
Wow.
So, good things on the horizon.
Yeah, baby.
Speaking of good things on the horizon, we have...
transition.
I know, thank you.
Flawless.
Thank you. It's even better when you call the most amount of attention to it.
Yeah, seamless. Just like nothing ever happened.
We have... Folks, buckle your asses in.
Strap in,
Scream
fellas.
so much. We have so much news this week. And all of it is important, and all of it is valuable, and all of it, I think, is Twilight related.
Well, yeah.
Thankfully, we don't have on our news this week, but it's just an honorable mention. Rita Ora's Thanksgiving parade presentation. But, just know that even though we're not talking about it, we now are. So,
Yeah.
Great. First up is Anna Kendrick, as always.
Just light of our lives.
Just the most important, truly. This week, I guess last week for you all.
Sure.
But, wow. The most relatable tweet to come from her, truly. And I got sent this an embarrassing amount of times. Not only was this sent to us on our joint Twitter, our Twilight Twitter,
Right.
but it was sent to me personally an embarrassing amount of times. Of her saying on Twitter, "Holy shit, I just remembered I was in Twilight."
Yep.
And the responses that she received, I think, were some of my personal favorites. And the memes that came out of it were pretty good as well.
Yeah. A lot of good memes.
But I just think that it was pretty good. That, on the 10-year anniversary out of all of this, that she wrote about it in her book.
Right.
And she was still like, oh yeah, that's a thing that happened. So thank you, Anna Kendrick, for this amazing gift
Thank you
that
for
you
everything.
brought to us.
Really.
Yes. Thank you. I haven't talked about this in a while, but just thanks for the hug that you gave me.
Oh my god, yeah. I kind of forget that happens all the time.
Yeah, same. I forget that it happens too until I have a photo of it up in my classroom. Like, I have a ton of photos up in my classroom, but I have that one too, and my kids are like, "Is that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah.
Okay. Other things. Could you do me the honor and talk about our Case Stew corner for this week, please?
God, I'd love nothing more
It's the most important, arguably.
Casey's back. She never left, but she's back. And also, we have a write-up from Hunter Harris, which is the only person that matters. She's so good.
Yes.
If you don't follow her on Twitter, just delete your account. You don't, there's nothing else going for you.
Also, such a powerful name.
It's so good. It's so good.
I love that name.
She's so lovely. Anyway.
I love the name Hunter.
She wrote about Kristen Stewart because, y'all, we're getting a gay Kristen Stewart holiday movie. And all of those words in one sentence they're all so perfect. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
I thought we were being spoiled with Charlie's Angels.
True.
And then you give me this?
Ugh.
You give me this?
Ugh. It's called Happiest Season. And it's supposed to be about K-Stu trying to propose to her girlfriend over Christmas. And then she's like, whoops. Didn't realize my girlfriend was not out to her family. What do I do? Boop, 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 boop. And then also Christmas, probably.
And I just... I'm crying.
Yeah.
And just think about the mistletoe. Just think about it. Think about all the tropes that are going to be there. I'm crying. I love holiday movies. I love gay. I'm just, okay, it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. I'm not crying. You're crying. It's fine. Now, we were sent this BuzzFeed, not quiz, but article. Listicle.
Sure.
Let's be honest. Let's not give them this much credit. It is called 31 Twilight Guys ranked from, quote, dead to me to, quote, bite me, please.
Nice.
Nice.
Sick.
And this is from 3 BuzzFeed staff who all weigh in on these people.
But also they, don't give a briefer or anything. They just go straight into the list. I feel like I needed some context here of, these people are, seeing these people for the first time and judging if they're hot. Or, these people all watch Twilight and they're, judging if they're hot based on how they know them and the movie or whatever. It's just hey, 31, let's go. It's okay.
Yep. No foreplay at all.
They're all from Australia, which is fun. It's a fun little twist.
It is. It is a fun little twist. So yes, we get their opinion out of 10 and then their thirst level ranking. Yeah. So I wanted to know if any of these were surprising to you at all.
I think it's very good how relatively high Mr. Molina is.
I'm very... Listen, Mr. Molina... Listen,
someone gave him a 6. That's pretty high.
He could... Michelle says Mr. Molina could get a little, and I agree.
He loves plants and educating the youth, And that's great. I love that.
Yeah. And I respect it. I think the thing, and this is going to come to a surprise to no one. But Mike Newton, fucking Mike Newton is on this list.
I mean, yeah, of course.
But someone dared to rank him a 7.5 out of 10. And I think this person's name is Isha. Yeah. And they said, I can be in the minority here, but I feel like Mike's thirst factor is severely underrated. He is pure and wholesome and is probably hiding a 6-pack underneath all those layers. 7.5 out of 10. Oh my God. First of all, no, absolutely not, sir. The devil incarnate, actually.
I have another bone to pick with Isha.
Please.
Because they lowered Charlie Swan's ranking by a severe amount. Everyone else gave him a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. And then Isha swooped in with a 1. Bringing him to a number 14.
Wrong.
It's just incorrect.
It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Jenna gets it right.
Yeah.
Jenna gets it right by calling Charlie Swan Daddy Swan.
Welcome. Welcome to the fold.
Welcome to the space. Jenna, you're welcome here anytime. The fact that Benjamin, aka Rami Malek, doesn't make it into the top 10 is a crime.
That's criminal.
Like, this BuzzFeed quiz is trash.
Also,
right away.
Someone calls Jasper the Michael Cera of the Twilight universe, and I can't stop thinking about it.
That's so correct.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
That is correct, and it's right. I hate it. I hate the thing that was said, but they're not wrong.
No, they're not wrong at all.
It's a problem. I literally just looked at Garrett, aka my love, my life, and I just choked.
Yeah,
because...
I get it. Yeah, I mean, are you serious? This whole ass meal.
Sometimes I forget just how beautiful the cast is for Breaking Dawn. Like, the fact that they put Lee Pace in this is beautiful.
What do you deserve that
but
gift?
the fact that they only gave him a thirst level of 7.
Yeah, I mean, he should be number 1. I'll say it.
And the fact that he's below Emmett Cullen. Sorry. Daddy Malfoy is there, number 5. Isha gets it in saying that Carlisle gives off major daddy vibes. So, like, you get it with Carlisle, but you don't get it with Charlie?
Yeah, come on. People are just intimidated
the fact that
by
Edward...
a mustache, alright? They can't handle it.
That's true. Edward is number 3, which, yikes, first of all. It's yikes. James is number 2, which is bullshit.
The top 5 is bad. It's just, I mean, the top 4 is bad. The top 4 is bad.
Yeah, it's all wrong. For a second, I thought that they didn't have a 4, and I was like, oh, okay. It's Paul, but, like, I mean, listen, I get it.
I mean, it's fine.
Paul's hot.
It's fine.
Like, I get it.
Is he number 4, though? Is he number 4?
No, absolutely not. Now, here's the thing. They put Jacob, aka Taylor Lautner, as number 1. And listen, I have a severe crush on Taylor Lautner.
So embarrassing.
Like, it's a problem. It's embarrassing for me. It's embarrassing for everybody. It's a problem. I am dealing with it. But he is not number 1, and I know that in my soul.
Resident Jacob Black apologist. Allie speaks out.
Yes. Now, do I agree with Isha here when they say, I was 13 years old when I saw Jacob shirtless for the first time, and let me tell you, I felt some things? Yes, I agree. But he is not number 1. It's not true.
Yep.
It's not. This last article is the pedestrian one, which is arguably the most embarrassing out of all of these.
It's Allie in the future.
Okay, alright, well... I got a blast.
Am I wrong?
No, it's just... I gotta go. The article is, we asked Twilight diehards whether they regret their tattoos 10 years on.
It's very good.
It's the most important, basically. There's just so many beautiful tattoos on here.
I mean, beautiful is the choice word.
They're profound, I think. They're eye-catching. They're forever, you know? The one that I think is my favorite out of all of these, actually, I think it's a tie. One is the Edward one that they have on here.
It's a full portrait.
Yep.
Full bust portrait of Edward with the little rose. On this woman's, like, shin.
Yeah, it's Edward from New Moon. So, duster and all, just broody and shit. Yeah. But rather than, like, in the New Moon photo, he's, like, looking directly into the camera. And in the tattoo, he's not.
He's got, like, a nice little side eye. It's like, what's going on?
Who are you looking at? And then why is there a rose?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
The other one that I love is this Forever one. Because of the font choice, I think. The V in Forever is just a little off.
It looks like a U.
It does look like a U.
And also, there's a little heart above it, too, that kind of makes it look like the dot of an I. So it looks like all the wrong letters.
All of them. They're all wrong.
Every letter's wrong.
Yep. So yes, wow, is all I'm gonna say. I have a lot of fandom-related tattoos. I'm not gonna say that I would be getting a Twilight-related tattoo. But who knows? Who's to say? I don't know.
I know.
Who's to say?
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay, our last piece of current events related news is about us.
Ooh.
And it's that when this comes out, we will have merch, which is wild to say.
Yeah, baby.
When this comes out, I would check our podcast description for a link.
Yes.
As well as Twitter, our Twitter specifically.
All the hits.
We will have a bonfire campaign going on with podcast merch for several different things to celebrate our 2-year anniversary. Which for us means like 2 years. We're coming up on 100 episodes, which is wild. And gross. And we're also trying to do this to get transcripts for all of our podcasts as well.
Yeah. And that costs money, ladies.
It does, yes.
Cold hard cash.
So in order to expand as many people into the family as possible, we want to be able to raise funds for this. We have some, obviously, because of Patreon, but we want to be able to have our whole backlog included in this as well. So you'll be able to go on Bonfire and see all of the fantastic apparel that we have that is Get Bit related.
Yeah. And they're super cute.
They
are. Is great.
Our queen, our god.
Our queen. She did the art for the podcast that you're listening to right now. It's beautiful.
Yes.
And she's lovely. And the shirts are going to be cute. You're going to be the coolest kid in town. So, like,
heck yeah.
Fucking run.
And we've both purchased from Bonfire campaigns before. Their shirts are ridiculously comfortable.
They're the softest things on the planet.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they do. But I used to wear mine out. I was like, oh yeah, these will be my fancy, like, go out shirts. I'll have graphic tees. And then quickly that became a, like, no, these are my sleep shirts because they're fucking comfortable.
I have a hoodie too, and that shit, I want to sleep in that forever. I'll just put it on and be like, all right, goodbye everyone. That's it.
Yeah, my hoodie became a, I have cramps hoodie because it's so comfortable.
Yeah.
So check it out, support us, but it's also supporting more people joining the space. So it works on all hands. So,
support accessible podcasting methods.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good things. Love it. We have a question this week. It is bringing it back to old holidays of yore. And it is, Halloween has passed, but what do you think the 50 Shades gang, including Taylor, would dress as? Taylor, now that we confirmed, and we'll talk about this week, but now that we confirmed that Taylor and Mrs. Jones are fucking, which I felt like it was obvious before, but confirmed now.
Listen, Anna doesn't get context clues.
True. Taylor would dress up as, like a sexy maid. Like a sexy housewife maid, or whatever. Just to fucking subvert expectations. And also because it would gross Christian out really bad. Around his daughter, though, like if he was taking his daughter trick-or-treating, he would dress up as fucking, what is his name? David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be cute.
I love that. Mrs. Jones would be the head lady from Hocus Pocus.
Ooh. That would be great. I think she'd have a lot of fun with that.
I don't know Hocus Pocus because I've never seen it, but I feel like that was...
Damn it.
I feel like that was a popular one at Spirit this year.
Sure. Yeah.
Christian would be a like a 1920s gangster. Like, because he wouldn't want to dress up, so he would just take one of his suits that he already had.
Right.
And be like, this is something, right?
Yeah. Listen, I have some expertise here as someone who works in costume retail.
Yeah, why the fuck am I answering? You do this question.
That's true. But specifically with, like, 20s costumes, like, that is the most popular costume, like, year-round, because people love throwing fancy flapper parties and, like, 20s parties.
Sure.
It's a big business thing. It's a big, like, New Year's thing, whatever. And every single time a heterosexual couple comes in, and the dude is like, all right, I got a suit, I'm just gonna get, like, a $5 hat and a Tommy gun. Done.
God.
And then the woman spends, like, $200 on, like, a nice dress, like, pearl necklaces, cigarette holders, and, like, the headbands, all this shit. Wigs, even, like, the whole fucking 9 yards.
Right.
Every single time. And I'm like, yeah, I can't believe the audacity.
Yep, that actually sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like their relationship in a couple's costume.
Yeah. I want Anna to be, like, some sort of author that'd just be such a dumb costume to be like, no one would recognize it unless she said it, and be like, do you get it? Like,
I feel like...
get it? I'm Virginia Woolf. And you're like, what?
See, that's exactly what I was about to say. She's gonna be like Virginia Woolf or like Agatha Christie or something.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like the fucking Milk and Honey person.
Oh my god. Ruby Kaur?
Yeah. I'm gonna be someone who's alive right now. Like,
she's just like the book.
Yeah. She just puts a picture of a milk carton and like a picture of honey on her.
She's holding, like, a bear jar of honey. You get it?
Anna, why are you carrying these around with you all night?
Who says I love just, like, old fiction? I can get into the new stuff, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anna, you work at a publishing house. All you do is read new books.
Yeah.
This is your job.
Yeah, the joke's on her, though. Like, she gets away with it because they aren't actually published yet.
Right.
So... God damn it. She's the actual worst.
Yeah.
I just wish that she was written better. I want to like her. I want to know her, but I know nothing.
At least, like, with Bella, right? She was, like, unlikable for some reasons, but mostly was likable.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was clumsy, and she had quirks, and she had also, like, character, and, you know, we knew about her life.
Yes.
And her interests,
mm-hmm.
and her hobbies. And with Anna, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you are, and I've read 1,000 pages from your perspective, from your brain.
Yep.
And I have no sense of who you are as a person.
It's...
What?
A shame.
What?
Who is she? Like, literally, who is she?
Literally, who is she?
I don't know.
We send out smoke signals. Like, is anyone... Let me know.
I will never stop thinking about, like, the who is my mother joke about Christian. Like, I just want to know. Oh, God. Okay. This week, we are reading chapters 7 and 8 from 50 Shades Freed. This book is taking 1,000,000 years. I know that we just started reading it, but I feel like we've been reading it for 3 years. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
So, last week, where we finished off, was Anna looked down at that, like, CCTV or whatever, and was like, holy shit, that boy, that's Jack Hyde. Shocker, truly, to absolutely no one but Anna. Now, chapter 7 starts off with Christian questioning her judgment. Hi, welcome to 50 Shades. If you weren't aware, every action that Anna takes is questioned by her husband. Her husband!
Her life partner!
The person that she took vows to.
Forever.
And so, the thing about it that I thought was kind of wild is, all of a sudden, Anna, who last week did not know what an unsub was, from a blurry CCTV paused photo, like an
Yeah.
image of a video, is like, oh yeah, the line of his jaw and the earrings and the shape of his shoulder and the right build. Oh, and he's wearing a wig. Yeah, everything about that screams Jack Hyde. What?
She's
the
like, computer enhanced.
what the fuck? What?
Doesn't make any sense.
When did she become Superman? Like, I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand this person. I know I always come back to this, but, like, she doesn't know what a butt plug is. Like, she didn't know how to write an email or set up a computer.
But she's Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
She's just lives a double life where she can just spot people in disguises in a blurry-ass fucking screen grab of security footage.
She's that fucking guy, that fucking elf dude from Numbers, who's just, like, shuffling clues around.
Yeah.
Hey, when was the last time you watched The Santa Claus?
Couple years, probably.
Isn't it a shame Tim Allen's in that?
Yeah.
That's how I feel, too.
Tim Allen was kind of a good guy. Maybe not good, but, like, not a bad guy.
Remember when he wasn't a villain?
He was the cartoon villain.
Remember the good times when him...
mustache.
Remember the good times when him and Elon Musk didn't team up to try and ruin the world? Yeah.
Yeah, what a crazy world that we live in, huh?
Yeah. Oh, the good old days.
Oh, man.
Back when we had milk in glass bottles, you know? Oh my god. Anyways, so this fucking CCTV goes on for way too long. They're talking about, like, hard drives and bullshit and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And this fucking guy named Barney who's, like, way too good at his job and all this shit. And then all of a sudden, Anna, who's, like, somehow knows all this shit, surprisingly helpful in this moment, right? Like, she was able to spot Jack. I didn't know how she knew all of these details about him. But she did, right? Super helpful. Love it. And then all of a sudden, Christian's like, well, Mrs. Grey, it seems that you're not only decorative, but useful, too. Sorry, husband? What? What the fuck? Who says stuff like that?
Fine. We're having a great time, this is good, and it's fine, and everything's cool.
Yeah, I just married my spouse, who I consider decorative. What? I'm so over this whole series. I hate it.
Bad. This one is so much worse.
It's so bad. And then right after that, he's like, go, wife, go make me food. Surprise me. Go make me food. Which she decides to go make subs.
As you do.
As you do. So she leaves to go to Subway. Because she's a petty bitch who I love a lot.
Could you fucking imagine? She just slaps down a cold
soggy
Subway.
Sandwich.
Yeah. Subway flatbread. It's like, here you go, asshole.
She gets him, like, a tuna sandwich on flatbread with, like, extra mayo. It's just, like, the worst possible sandwich.
She got a bag of chips and just crushed it all in there and just put it in the sub.
Oh, I'm actually nauseous.
Although what actually happened might have been worse, because she goes in and oh my god, I keep forgetting her name. Mrs. something.
Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones is there and she's like, "Oh, I can make food." And she's like, "No, I want to do this myself." And then immediately she's like, "So how do I make a sandwich?"
But, like, for real though, she asked how
Mrs. Jones is like, you can put whatever you want in a sandwich.
You fucking adult?
Is this real life? Am I reading this with my own eyes?
Yeah, Mrs. Jones effectively was just like, Google it. Bye.
It's like, here's some bread and just there's a whole fridge. You could just put whatever, go wild. You can put whatever you
Put
want.
a fucking vinegar bottle in it, Anna. I don't give a shit. She literally tells her, like, he'll eat anything with French bread around it. Put a wrench in there. I don't give a shit.
I don't get paid enough for this.
No. She spent, like, hours on this bolognese sauce, and nobody's eating it.
No.
And so
Like,
she's
I
like...
guess I'll freeze it with everything else I make. No one's gonna
Poor Mrs. Jones.
Yeah, for real.
She is honestly doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, at least she's getting some dick out of it, but like, god damn.
It's not enough, though.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so eventually, Anna, after trying out putting a whole mustard bottle in this French bread, is like, oh, ham might work. Also, a whole avocado.
You know, balance.
Right, yes.
And of course it's perfectly ripe. And she's like, ooh, I'm like, how would you even know that, Anna? You don't know how to make a sandwich.
You didn't know what to do with bread. How the fuck do you know what to do with I mean, she is a millennial, so like...
Yeah, I guess she's like, oh, I'm drawn to this. I know what this is. This is familiar.
Yeah.
This beautiful thing that you spend $9 to put it on toast, that's just here? It's just sitting here? In my own fridge?
She didn't know what to do with bread, but she knew how to add salt and lemon to mashed avocado. What the fuck? Fuck off, E.L. James. Like, get out of here. Anyways, Christian comes into the kitchen and is like, barefoot and in the kitchen. Wow. And then all of a sudden Anna's like, shouldn't that be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen? And then he fucking death drops. Like, he cannot, he collapses onto the floor.
Like, what did you just say to me?
He passes out, like, smacks his head on the table, cannot handle what she just said.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, not yet, no. And he just starts, like, barking at her.
Could you imagine, though, if that's how she, like, gave him the news?
Oh, I believe that wholeheartedly.
Or pregnant. He's like, what?
I feel like that's exactly how she would do it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I wholeheartedly believe that. He's like, no, and so they agree on that, and she's like, well, you...
She gets it to
you want kids, though, right? And
which,
he's
can
like...
you believe they're having this conversation after they are legally married and
Yeah.
bound to each other forever?
Communication. Am I right, ladies?
Super great. Let's talk about family planning after we are married.
Well, you know, his idea of family planning was just bringing a doctor over. So,
Right. Done.
Yeah, right? Like, didn't he just bring the doctor over and was like, you're getting birth control now? So, I mean, whatever. But yeah, so his response was like, yeah, kids, whatever. I'm just not ready to share you yet. It's like, I'm sorry. Is that what having kids is? Is just like sharing you? What the fuck?
Yeah, what a weird perception of parenting.
Yeah. I hate everything about him, what he just said, and everything about this moment. And so she gives him these sandwiches and is like, subs, and then just like winks 16 times. Because they're both not subtle at all. Gross. Hey, I don't know if you noticed, Cody, but this book is the worst.
Yeah, it's just hitting me, actually.
Great. Good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Now, after having some wine, they start looking at the plans for their new house that Gia, who I don't think I remembered, has created for them. Now, Christian has decided this is the one place that he's going to relinquish control. And says that the house is hers to decide whatever she wants about it.
Mm-hmm.
And can design whatever. And the one thing that Anna's like, about is the glass wall. And wants to adjust that a little bit more. Sure, whatever.
Sure.
And so they're talking about that, this house. She asks about the playroom and if they want to have one of those. And he says, maybe. Let's leave our options open. This will be a family home. And Anna's like disappointed. She's like, oh yeah, a family. But that could be years from now. Again, communication before marriage about like when you're thinking about this would probably be a good idea. But
yeah,
again,
you know.
But why, why when you can just not? Then Anna decides after this that she wants to watch TV, which Christian apparently never does, and wants to make out in front of the TV, which, fair, sure, why not?
Yeah, sure.
But then, in typical Christian fashion, it doesn't end up working out like that.
First of all, Christian's like, what is that?
Yeah. He says he's never done that of which she speaks, which, what? But I guess it doesn't really surprise me that he's only done the sex and not like emotional intimacy stuff.
Sure.
But he is like pissed that Anna has. And so instead of this becoming kind of a teasing, playful thing that she had kind of wanted, it kind of is, but sort of isn't, because he gets jealous. And so there's just the X-Files on the background as he's like, ugh, people have touched you, rawr.
Right. Super horny show, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Nothing screams talking about, quote, bases in foreplay, like the X-Files, you know?
Right. Yeah. I think we can all agree there.
I mean, the X in X-Files is for sex, right?
Yeah. The original title was The Sex Files, but they were like, no, we gotta get this through the network, so...
Sure.
Gotta nix that, you know?
Yeah, they just didn't want all of the asterisks there.
Right.
So it's just, the X-Files is just cleaner, more crisp. Yeah. Got it.
Right.
I got it.
Yeah. Yep.
Listen, I get it. That actually makes complete, like, that all checks out. So, from what I have seen of the show. What I love about this scene, too, is Anna's like, oh, Christian, as a kid, kickboxing and X-Files and no touching. It's like, yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's it. You got it.
Yep. That's about it. So the next morning, they pull up to Anna's job. She's a little bit nervous to go, but she ends up pushing through because she's Anna and she has a job to do. Also, she starts her day off with this important meeting, and apparently things seem a little bit off too. I think that it also doesn't help that Christian sends her this weird email, especially noting that she hasn't changed her name, which, great, important, love it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so she lets him know, like, hey, we'll talk about this later. I just want to keep my name at work. Let's do this later. And she even mentions, like, this is going to be a fight, but I need to go to this meeting. She says it's like a 2-hour meeting. All of her colleagues are treating her a little bit differently than they were before the honeymoon. Also, Anna, you were an acting editor then, now you're not.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Now, it seems like her Monday tradition is that her assistant comes in and they share lunch together and talk about their schedules for the week, which, cute, love it.
Cute.
Very good. And during that time, it's interrupted by Christian coming unannounced to her office and wanting to have a meeting with her.
Super cute. Super great. Love that.
And
no power dynamics at play here.
Nope.
Everything's great.
Especially since this whole time, he keeps saying Ms. Steele. Instead of being like, my wife.
Hi, can I speak with my wife? No, he's being such a fucking child.
Yep.
Because he's pissed that, and also, like, wasn't responding to her emails, and so he just barges into her workplace and it's like, hi, can I talk to Ms. Steele, the unmarried one who's not my wife because she hates me? And I feel threatened.
Yeah.
This is bullying. I want a divorce.
This is a crime.
Also, you're fired, but I don't know how books work, so please help me.
Yeah. So he goes into her office and is like, so I'm just looking over my assets, and some of them need rebranding. And he's being, like, super clipped and being a real asshole about it. And so Anna's like, I don't understand. What do you mean? He's like, well, I think you know. In the my wife kind of way. And so she tries to make this clear, like, Christian, I'm not an asset to you. We're married. Like, this is not, it's a partnership kind of thing. He's like, well, not to me. Meh. And she tries to make it clear, like, Christian, you barged in on me. I'm working right now. Yeah. And, like, you didn't make an appointment and stuff.
I got 1,000 books on my desk to read right now, Christian. I'm overflowing with books.
Yes. And so she tries to make this clear to him that this is, like, not about him. That she wants to have this job be about her, have something separate, and also have her colleagues see her for her and not for her name. Which I think are all valid reasons. Like,
right.
She wants something separate from him, which is completely valid. And so she finally asks him, like, why is this so important? And he says, I want your world to begin and end with me. And it's no.
No. Throw it away. Throw your husband out of the roof.
Yeah, just out of it. Punch him through the wall.
Just get him out of there.
You've already done so much damage in this office before. Just do it again. I think the thing that frustrates me is that this situation is meant to come off, like, it comes off sympathetic towards him.
Yeah,
and that's not cool.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, he's learning and he wants to, like, you know, have this partnership and he wants to mean something emotionally to someone or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's like, nah, not like this, dude. Nuh-uh.
And the thing that frustrates me about this, too, is he plays the, like, do you want to know why you got this job, Anastasia card?
It's fucked up.
It's awful.
It's fucked up.
And it's so inappropriate that he's having this conversation with her here on her lunch, too. Right. Like, especially when he's all like, you need to eat kind of thing, too. Like, it's all buck wild and inappropriate. But especially, I don't like that he has all of this control. Like, the power dynamics here are very wrong.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he tries to do, too, is he keeps saying, like, I'm doing all of this for you because the reason why I'm talking about my assets and talking about your name in the first place is that I'm trying to change the name to Gray Publishing because in a year's time, it's going to be yours. This is my wedding present to you.
Surprise!
And so he says this, he's like, well, so do I need to change the name to Steele Publishing? And it feels like it's so petty on top of everything else. And so she tries to explain to him, like, one, this is unnecessary. Yeah. And two, she's way out of her league with this, right? Yeah. She's not qualified for her job now.
Yeah.
Let alone
She can't work the job she has that she just got given.
Right.
Let alone run the whole damn shebang. What?
Yeah. So I think it's important that she's trying to be reasonable here and explain, like, this is not what I want. I think that it's perfectly reasonable for her to say what she does want right now.
Can you believe?
I know. And he's not accepting that, and he will not stop until she finally breaks down and is like, fine, I'll change my name.
If you just fucking shut up and leave me alone.
Right. And that's what it feels like, is that she finally says it so that he will stop.
Yeah.
Not because she wants to.
No, definitely does not want to.
Right.
And so immediately he's like, great, I'm glad that worked out. All right, bye.
Yeah. And
that's all I was here to do.
That's not anything.
Mm-mm.
So he finally leaves, and she says, like, I lay my head on my desk, feeling like I've been run over by a freight train. The freight train that is my beloved husband. That's not, nope.
Mm-mm.
That's not how
Mm-mm.
any conversation should go. And so, as usual, she sends him an email afterwards that kind of explains what she's thinking. That is like, next time you come, make an appointment so that I can be aware of, like, your petty, shitty behavior.
Yeah.
Which, fair. When they finally get home for the night, she's pissed. Understandably so. And it doesn't change until right before Gia gets there, which is right at the end of this chapter. Yes, thank God. So, chapter 8 starts off with Gia Mateo getting there, who is the one who's the architect for their new home. And she's described very much like Christian's type that he has in, like, all of his business. Blonde, well manicured, loves a good pantsuit. Business.
Business.
Yes. And this whole scene is supposed to be about changing the plans of their home. What it's actually about is Anna has had a little bit of wine and has decided, hey, now that I'm Christian's wife, let's show that we're a power couple who stands up for each other.
Let's emotionally ruin this bitch.
But, like, for real, though.
Let's tear her to shreds. She looked at my husband, for a second, it's over.
Yep.
I will kill her tonight. It will be done.
It felt very Bella to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, during all this time, Gia's looking over the plans, and Anna decides to go get wine for everybody. Gia, in what I assumed was a friendly manner, but is supposed to come off in a flirty manner, like, touches Christian, and Anna's like, oh, nope, nope. And right after this happens, Taylor comes to talk with Christian, and is like, sir, business.
Hi, might I introduce you to some business?
Yeah. Sir, have you heard the good word of business? And so during this time, Christian's like, Anna has complete control over the house. She knows what's good. Listen to her. So as soon as they're out of earshot, Anna comes over to Gia and is like, so here's the thing, Gia. You actually do have the right to be nervous because right now, your work on this project hangs in the balance. But I'm sure we'll be fine as long as you keep your hands off my husband. Otherwise, you're fired. And it's like, oh.
Ooh.
All right.
Ow.
And she, like, keeps looking at her and, like, looks down at her and is like, let me be clear. My husband is not interested in you. It's like, okay. All right, Anna.
All right.
And so Gia goes as soon as Christian gets back. Assuming that they have made all the necessary changes to what they had wanted. And, I mean, great.
Yeah, nice.
Very good. The thing that's important about the rest of this is Christian asks Anna to cut his hair, which for me seemed like a very weird change of pace.
Yeah. It comes out of fucking nowhere.
It does come out of nowhere. The other thing that was surprising to me about this is that Christian, prior to what was, I think, about a week ago, I guess it was about 3 weeks ago, prior to his honeymoon, was in business with Mrs. Robinson, who owned several hair salons. So I had to assume that he was able to go get his hair cut very frequently. And
Right.
even though now he doesn't own them, should have access to any hair salon that he wants. So why in the hell does he want his wife, who I
His wife.
assume, his wife, who has no experience other than cutting Ray's hair,
Yeah.
who was in, like, the military, so didn't give a shit.
Sure. It's like, fuck it up, whatever.
Yeah, but Christian.
Christmas creep.
It is here, sorry. Christmas creep is here. I would never. Christian is not Christmas. No.
I'm putting my foot down.
They are not. But Christian is, like, business. So he can't
Right.
go in with a whack haircut.
No.
Like, the audacity.
But Allie, he's, putting down his walls, and he's, like, trying to get his wife to, like, lean in, and they're trying to be more intimate together, and doing fun domestic things, like cutting each other's hair, right?
She could take a fucking razor to his neck during this. Like, that's not... He has severe trauma. This is not how you
For
start.
sure.
You start
These
with a
are all
head
bad.
massage.
Yeah. Also, this fucking scene, there is more time and more detail put into this goddamn scene of her washing his hair, not even cutting his hair, because I didn't even get there,
Nope.
than any other sex scene in this whole franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I know more about the fucking nape of Christian's neck than I do about his penis.
And I don't hate that. It's just so much.
Right, it's just, like, not what I came here for. You know what I mean?
In so many senses of the word.
Right. Am I
Am
right, ladies?
I right? Yes. I hate it.
Yeah.
It feels like a written Asmer video.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. It was like those ones where they, like, cut your hair and it's, like, whispering in you on all angles or whatever, and it's, like, the worst. It was like that. And then
Yep.
Christian got too horny, and so they just started fucking.
Yep. He didn't even get his hair cut yet. And, like, listen,
No.
I love a good, like, head massage. I don't like my hair massage. That's terrifying. I like my scalp massage, though.
Sure.
Arguably, that's the best part of
Just
getting
ends
your
of
hair cut.
hair getting massaged.
That's terrifying. That's a serial killer tactic.
Picture this: my hands just going to the bottom of your hair and just, like, moving my hands around.
Nope, that's a serial killer. Let's put the lotion in the basket. Like, I hate that. No. Yeah, I hate this so
Yeah.
much.
Uh-huh.
Mainly because Christian could just go to any hair salon and is just like, rub my scalp. Like, he could get that done whenever he wants.
Yeah.
He could have that
Could
in
have
his
someone
office.
permanently living in his home just do that at a snap of a finger.
I would do that. Are you kidding me? Not for him, but, like, if I was that
Right.
rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, during this time when he gets so horny, the other thing, okay, so Christian, in this process, is, like, looking at Anna, and he's like, Anna, you have beautiful breasts. One day, I will fuck them. Anna, who doesn't know what an unsub is. Anna, who doesn't know what a butt plug is, but knows how to identify a criminal, looks at Christian in this moment and is like, my boobs? You're gonna... How are you... What? There's
She's really
no...
like, sorry, what the fuck did you just say? What? What do you
You're
mean?
gonna-
She, like, looks down at her boobs, looks up at him, looks back down. It's like, I don't... What?
How are you gonna... There's no...
You can't do that.
Sir! That's not how sex do.
Listen, I may be new to this whole sex thing, but I don't think there's a place where you can just put...
She pulls out a diagram and is like, wait, hold on. That's not... They didn't tell me.
It's like, was this upside down? Hold on, let me just, like... Man, I should not have been sleeping during sex ed. I should not.
I did not take enough notes.
No.
I took notes in the wrong places. Anyways, they have sex.
Whatever.
She attempts to cut his hair, finds out that Taylor and Mrs. Jones are fucking, finds out Christian has a gun.
Yeah,
that's not
back to the stage. Guns.
Guns, they're back. They're here. Guns and sex, they're happening in the same page.
Yeah, wow. Fucking buckle up, everyone.
That's a thing that is important to know, that he's just had a fucking Glock, like, in the space. And that is about it. The chapter ends with Christian and Anna getting upset because they're touching each other. And mainly, if I remember right, Anna is like, let's just tie each other up. Right. And at the end of it, Anna's like, Christian, don't get upset. And by the end of it, Christian's just like, meh, and he just groans and closes his eyes, and by the end of it, they're fine, and they just are fucking, and that's how the chapter ends.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, as you do.
As you do.
So next week, chapters 9 and 10.
Oh!
Sure. Great. Here's what I'm thinking. We got our patrons this week.
Yeah.
How about we have them as some of the things that every Twilight Stan did in 2008?
Ooh, yes.
Great. So we found this BuzzFeed article that it's a listicle of 31 things every Twilight Stan definitely did in 2008. So our patrons, I'd love to thank Shannon Clearwater, one of our $10 sponsors. Shannon Clearwater definitely was number 15, argued over whether Team Jacob or Team Edward was superior.
Oh.
Mm.
Shout out to Katie Weber, who in 2008 Googled what Forks looks like in real life.
Oh my god. Same. And okay, shout out to Simon Steele, our $25 patron, who is number 25. Told everyone random facts you knew about the series, even when you knew they didn't want to hear them. So, same. Me, always, literally, every time.
Every day of my life.
Every day. This week, we have another fanfiction corner by Hannah P.
Fuck.
I know.
The hero we deserve. Hannah.
Hannah.
Stepping in.
Stepping up to bat.
Hannah. No, okay, her nickname is Hannah 2. Hannah Step Up 2 the streets.
I love it. I love it. I love it so much.
She's stepping up to the occasion.
I love it. I love it so much. Thank you. Hannah has a proclivity for sending just a link in these emails to me. Thankfully, the subject line says fanfic, so, like, I know what I'm getting into.
Sure.
But honestly, it could be a fucking trap, you know? And I still click it. This week is a fanfiction that says, what should have happened at the hardware store? And the author is Xanafina. I'm just gonna get the fuck into it. Miss Steele, my eyes snap up to take in a man wearing all black and so broad I felt like an ant in front of him. He was wearing dark sunglasses, but he removed them and his blue eyes were soft. My name is Taylor. I'm Mr. Gray's head of security. My muscles stiffen at the mention of his employer. Please, I'm not interested. I won't be calling for that photo shoot. He'll be lucky if I don't call the police. I briefly wonder if this is a smart thing to say to Christian's employee, but I can't help it. I'm on an adrenaline buzz now. I anticipated that. Taylor slides an envelope across the counter, and I'm surprised at his words. Mr. Gray is unstable. I apologize for his behavior. I will personally make sure he doesn't bother you again. If you would kindly not call the police or put today's events into Miss Kavanaugh's article. I'm blown away. This is a normal occurrence? I let out a deep breath that I didn't even know I was holding. Thank you. I don't want your money, but I appreciate you looking out for me. Take it anyway. He slides his sunglasses back onto his face, and I'm reminded of a secret agent in the movies. Even his voice is slightly accented. Good day, Miss Steele. He turns and moves out of the store with lion-like grace, and I put a hand over the envelope before me. I guess that solves that. So, Christian Grey, huh? Paul approaches me, and I shove the envelope quickly into my coveralls. Yeah, not really all that he's cracked up to be. I laugh, and it feels good. I gently flatten out the collar of his coveralls and smile warmly. Would you, maybe want to go out tonight? End scene.
All right.
All right.
All right.
My wife. All right.
Oh my god. Yeah, sure.
I just, just some gold hard cash to take a new man on a date,
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm just saying, as we say in Seattle,
a bit.
get whipped and buy our merch.
Yeah, buy it.
Buy it and buy.
Yeah.
This is an Earbud Media production. You can find us on Twitter at Earbud Media and listen to the rest of our shows. You can find this show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, as well as intothetwilight.show. You can send us an email at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can also become a sponsor of the show or buy some merch at intothetwilight.bigcartel.com. Our art is done by Maddie Padilla, who you can find at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram, and our music is done by Eli Krause. You can find at Eli Sauerkraus and KrauseFilms.com. The intro and outro is by KB Smith, who you can find at KB__Smith on Twitter. You can find Allie on Twitter at Into Wild Places, and you can find me at Dyke Discourse.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.